then that. Sorry, there's just so much to do with cataloging and replacing and inventory, and if I don't keep up on it, it quite literally piles up on me. But I'm almost done, don't worry. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. That's a good place for me to stop. Hi. Thanks for waiting. Apologies for that. How can I help for you? Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Returning some books? Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I can take them right now from you. Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, I've got them right here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Macbeth. Classic. Absolutely. Excellent Shakespeare play. And, oh, wow, I haven't seen this in a while. Who Moved My Cheese? An amazing way to deal with change in your work and in your life. Great, excellent. Well, fantastic. I can just double check on the system, make sure you get credit for returning these. Give me a moment. Okay. And Macbeth. The Scottish play. Yeah, a lot of actors, directors, theater people tend to only refer to it as the Scottish play, thinking that the name itself is cursed to refer to it, at least inside a theater. Can't call it by its name. The only time you can say the word Macbeth is, I suppose, when you're saying the character's name in the play. Kind of, I don't know, defeats the purpose of the curse, if you ask me, if you're saying it all the time on stage anyway. Anyway, these seem to be in order, so if you'd like, you don't have to wait around. I can catalog these and put them back into the system. Oh, okay, yeah, I can help you out with something else. Yeah, just give me one moment so I can put these in and get this part all done, and then I'll be right with you. Yeah, you know, Macbeth is, well, it's one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. So much good writing in here, so many good monologues from Lady Macbeth's speech, rambling when she's going mad and trying to get the blood off her hands in her dreams. Out, damned spot. But one of my favorites is near the end, I believe, where Macbeth himself learns of Lady Macbeth's death. I assume I'm not spoiling anything for you since you are returning the play. I assume you read it. Yes. Okay. Also, half the fun of this isn't knowing how it ends, but watching how it all unfolds. Here we are. Oh, and I see you have this is the ardent version. Yes, so each page has the text, as well as any references made in the text are literally right on the same page, referenced for you. It really saves a lot of time with researching some of the more archaic references and things that just don't make sense to us anymore. But that kind of history and kind of a bibliography of, well, that's not the right word, of all of the different references and phrases that, wouldn't make sense. It's nice to have them right there on the page, so you can just look right down. What did that mean? That didn't quite make sense to me. Yeah, here we are. Macbeth learns that his queen is dead. And he says, "She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing." It is a lovely work. Of course, it's a tragedy. It doesn't end well for Macbeth. I think he goes on to die in that very scene. Again, spoilers, but I think you can forgive me for wanting to discuss the play. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely. And how did you enjoy Who Moved My Cheese? Yes, I remember. It's a bit of an older work. My mom, actually, used to recommend this book to people. This actually might even be my copy. I probably donated it to the library at some point. But she would recommend it to people, and she had a bit of a small, closed caption show that she used to do for her college campus when she was a nurse there, a nurse practitioner. And I remember one day they were recording, and she was talking about the book, and she confidently holds it up on camera and says, "And that's why I recommend Who Stole My Cheese." Just completely changing the name of the book while it's staring you in the face, telling you that's not my name. It was very funny. And so for a while there, I only knew this as Who Stole My Cheese. More out of irony than anything else. I also think that the idea of the cheese being stolen rather than just moved kind of defeats the purpose of the book, which is all about being ready to adapt, change. When you're a mouse in a maze, you don't get comfortable knowing the cheese is always in the same place every day. You need to be ready to find new cheese. You need to be ready to identify, okay, this was true yesterday, but it's no longer true today. And I need to adapt and continue moving forward rather than being stuck in any kind of frustration. Where did my cheese go? Who moved my cheese? It wasn't stolen, it was just moved. The goalpost changed. You just have to adapt. That was sort of the mentality of the book, at least. Having cheese makes you happy. hope that we can all appreciate that this is a metaphor. I'm sure that a few lactose intolerant individuals, vegans, may not be too happy to have cheese. But I think we all can appreciate that it's a metaphor, and we don't actually have to have cheese to be happy. Although, I do have to have cheese to be happy. Anyway, you wanted to look up a couple more books. Yeah, absolutely. What were you looking to... what were you looking to find? I can help you with that. Okay, let me just pop that in the system. A little bit more Shakespeare. Yeah, Twelfth Night. It's a great comedy. Okay. Well, unfortunately, it looks like that one's currently out. All of our copies of it. Yeah, they're all marked as borrowed at the moment. But I can certainly set up a little email notification. If you don't mind, just I can take your email down and set it up so the next time a copy of 12 Nights returned, you'll get a little notification. You'll know you can come back in and grab it. Yeah, before somebody else does. Yeah, absolutely. Just hold on one second. Okay, and what's your email? Gmail, okay. .com. Great. Okay, so that should be set up. So when somebody returns that copy, or any of the copies of 12th Night, you'll be the first to know. Excellent. If you're looking for something else in the Shakespeare comedy realm, have you read A Midsummer Night's Dream? Another one of Shakespeare's more popular. Very, very good. I'm a big fan. I can see if we have that in stock for you. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Midsummer Night's Dream. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, well, it looks like we have that one there for you. I can go grab that if you'd like. Was there any other books that you wanted me to look up? No? Okay. Sure. Yeah, well, if you just give me a moment, I'll run and go grab that. And we can check you out. Alright. I'll be right back. Okay. That didn't take too long at all. It was right where it was supposed to be, which is, as a librarian, always makes me happy. It's always difficult once somebody maybe popping around comes in and takes a book off the shelf, wanders around to a different section, and then puts the book back on the shelf. Yes, exactly. What's this self-help book doing in, the kids section? Or something to that effect, right? But no, this was right where it was with the classics. And yeah, so this was the copy that I could find for you. Midsummer Night's Dream. Looks like someone's donated it to us after purchasing it from the Strand bookstore. I think that's in New York. Lovely bookstore. But yes, we have this copy right here. You can see on the cover, fairy in a magical world of whimsy. And are you familiar with it at all? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, there's two sets of young lovers in this one, and both of the young men are pining after the one young woman except she's madly in love with one of them. And the other woman, she just wishes that her man could see her for who she truly is. But I think everybody knows this play for the kind of the side plot, or the B plot, which is the fairy gods of Oberon and Titania, and kind of bickering and quarreling in the forest, and in an attempt to play a trick on Titania, Oberon finds a way to give her a love potion where she will fall in love with the very next thing she sees, and at the same time taking a human who's out in the wilderness preparing a play, turns his head into a donkey's head. And that's the first thing that Titania sees, and voila, she's in love. That's probably what people know the play the most for, but I think one of my favorite monologues is right there at the end in this one, and that would be the fairy Robin, or Puck, giving a little goodnight speech to the audience. After the rest of the play has unfolded, the two sets of lovers have figured everything out, and everyone's with who they should be, and the actor is no longer a donkey, and Titania is rightfully mad at Oberon, but no longer under the effects of the spell, and everybody makes their way off stage happily ever after. And Robin stays on and says, "If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And these weak and idle themes, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the Puck a liar call. So good night, and to you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends." It's a great monologue. I definitely had it memorized at some point. Even just reading it now, I could almost put the book down and probably still recite it line by line. It's funny how that stuff works. Memory. Just jog the memory a little bit and it'll all start coming back. So also just so you know, this copy, it's not quite as thorough as the Arden Shakespeare version. This just happened to be what we had in stock. But you can see it's not as thick of a book. There's not any references on the page, like with the Arden. But there are, I think I just saw them. Yes, there are still some notes in the back that reference what scene they're in, and again, what that phrase saying means. They're all listed right here for you, and you can look up anything that doesn't make sense. I know that Shakespeare's language can sometimes be a little bit difficult, but when you're able to read it and kind of take your time, it does start to play out. And if I could make a recommendation, whenever reading Shakespeare, I always recommend reading it out loud. Shakespeare was a brilliant writer, and the words that he wrote on the page, sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't, but when you start to speak it and hear it, and I'm sure you've noticed this if you've seen a Shakespeare play, even though it's an English that we don't speak anymore, it starts to the melodies start to create sense. And assuming the play is good and the actors know what they're doing, there's a rhythm and a flow, and the important words stand out, kind of rise to the top. And, I would always recommend doing that. It does feel a little silly, be sitting around your living room or on your porch and reciting Shakespeare out loud. It maybe feels a little ostentatious or a little big, but it really does enhance the reading pleasure of it, because, as with all plays, while reading them is nice, they were intended to be seen on stage live with actors in each role, and anything we can do to approximate that and bring ourselves a little bit closer to that allows us to understand the play's vision a little bit more. And while it's a beautiful text, and the text itself stands out, there's a reason Shakespeare didn't write books. He wanted them to be seen, these plays. So, anyway, thank you for indulging me in that. I could talk about Shakespeare all day, and it certainly is a pleasure too. But let me just put this with your email. I assume the count is under the same email that we used earlier. Oh yes, I see your account right here. Good. Okay. Great. And, yeah, you should get an email reminder when it's time to bring this back. Yeah, we like to send out an email about a week prior, just so you know when it's due back. And you can also, there should be a link in that email if you wanted to extend your borrowing of the book, in case you didn't get around to it or haven't finished it. You're more than welcome to do that. And yeah, here you are. Okay, good. Thank you. And yeah, as Robin said, yeah, if we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you did but slumber here while these visions did appear, and these weak and idle themes, no more yielding but a dream. Well, I hope you have a great night, and that you enjoy the play, and we'll let you know when 12th Night